What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna preface this video just by saying, sorry if it feels a little random. I have a whole bunch of clips from just a few things that I've done to the Z over the past few weeks that I haven't had enough to put together and for a full video, but I kind of feel like I'll have enough for it now. And so, again, sorry if it feels a little random. I don't know how I'm gonna end up editing this together. Hopefully, it doesn't feel too bad, but today, we are bringing to you a few little mods to the Z. Nothing too crazy, but just some things to add a little more spice, as you could say. These, I guess they're OEM. I didn't even know they were actually OEM until I ordered them and saw that said Nissan, genuine parts. So I guess it's OEM. I don't know what car it came out of, but it's going in mine. So I think it'll look pretty cool. These are just toe kick panels, but the logo lights up. Came with an entire harness. I think it's sitting underneath it. Yeah, you can see it right there. Came with an entire harness to plug it straight into the car, so it's completely plug and play, which is super nice. We just got to run all the wires, pop up the trim from the inside, and plug them in. Shouldn't be too bad. This one might be a bit harder to show you since I'm in a pretty tight space and don't have any good spot to put the camera. Simply but carefully pop this guy up. All it does is pop up with clips. It doesn't unscrew or anything like that. You just pop it up. There's a few clips that run along the inside of here. Pop this guy up. I'll try to show you when I get to it. And you pull this liner off. You also have to get this side panel off over here, but I'll show you that when I'm there. Like I said, just 3 clips that run along here. I think maybe 5 technically with these small ones. Just pull it straight up, should be good. Liner comes out first, and then you pop this panel up just by getting behind there. Just like that, piece is popped out. We're gonna do our thing and clean underneath this while we're in here, because that's just the right thing to do. We're gonna pop that piece out and start running our wire to the other side, and then we're gonna go over there and knock that trim out over there. For a little before and after for you guys, you can see just a little upgrade. Match the interior with the silver a little bit, and we get a cool little light up Z, which is pretty nifty. And it says Nissan, so it is OEM, so that's pretty neat. Also has a plastic cover over this. That's cool. So we're gonna throw these in, get this wire ran. You have to transfer these 2 clips to the new guy, so be careful. Try your best not to break those when you're pulling this thing off. It wasn't very hard for me, so hopefully it's not very hard for you. But I know these cars get rough in different climates, so try your best. If you get the same kit I did, it actually came with new clips, but I didn't break mine. I just ended up throwing those old ones in there. So if I ever need them, I have them. But if you break them, so be it. You also only need one, not both, so you'll be good. Pulling this wire through here was a bit of a bitch, but if you can see where I did it, try to go all the way up against the firewall. Use a pencil or something to give it some sturdy length and shove it through. You're gonna have to shove your hand back in there pretty good to actually find it. Like I said, bit of a pain, but we got it. We're gonna pull this cord over there, plug her in, go on to the other side. All right, so as you can see, I ran mine. I'm gonna tuck that in a little bit more cleanly behind the carpet. Pulled it down a little bit, and it's dropping down over there and plugs in right in here. Okay, so we're gonna pop this trim back on, go over to that side. Hope it works so I don't have to undo the trim, but I'm gonna put it back on now and just hope it works. So yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on to this side now. Wires are already down there. I'm gonna pull these panels off, that panel off. Hopefully it's just as easy. It might not be, because I can only open my door that much right now, which kind of sucks, but let's pop them off. All right, so I got everything out. This is popped in, so it's just not in my way at the moment. I got this side panel out in here. We're going to go ahead and get all this plugged up. If you come in here, you can see jumper harness. That also plugs into the light and everything like that, and plug that in, and we should be good to go. Last day mistaken. Looks like we're going for that guy up there. Let's pop him out. Okay, we got it unplugged. I would recommend using a pick or some kind of like screwdriver to press in the tab and to help pull it out. Made it a million times easier. Now we just plug it into the rest of the harness. This plugs back into that little box and plugs into this side, and then this plugs into your tow kit. And there they are installed. I wish it wasn't so blown out, but it is kind of blown out right now. The Z lights up more of like an orange than a red. It matches the dash really nicely. That side works as well. Checked them both. Look really, really good. Very simple install. What we're doing today is adjusting a few things. So this car has officially had its alignment on everything, all the new tires, all the new spacers and everything like that. It is basically fully set up at this point. Fitment wise, maybe minor, very minor adjustments here and there, because I really don't want to lower it any more than it is. I've driven it a lot and it feels sick. This thing absolutely whips. And it is very fun to drive. What we're doing today is fixing my fitment, but fixing my rubbing issue on this corner somehow. I don't really know how yet, but let me show you. So I'm not 100% sure that every single car is set up like this. Not like this exactly. But if you have a low car, you know what I'm talking about. This stupid fender, like clip here at the back, this is so annoying every single time. You always end up scraping this. This is why you see people run those stupid rubber band things where it holds them together. I had them on the red car. You live and you learn. They're ugly. Don't run them. Leave it in the past, guys. All right. So what you see might look a little bad right now, but trust me, it's not that bad. It's literally just this this plastic right here broke when I pulled this bumper off of my driveway over there when I was backing out. There's a crazy lip, you can see it, and it got caught on it and broke it. You'll have that. That's why those got trimmed. What I did was drill these and put zip ties and bent this tab up. Oh, unfortunately, while it did help a lot, it didn't help enough. This is being rubbed extremely thin, and it looks pretty toasted. I don't really want to rub the corner off of it while it still has it, so I would like to fix it before it's completely gone. We decided to go up to Kilcar yesterday, and if you don't know what that is, it is a track over in Xenia, Ohio, that they do drift events at. It's pretty cool. It's called Drift Indy. If any of you want to look into it or know about it. We went there yesterday, and I drove this John there, and it rubbed like the entire way because of that bumper. So, pretty rough. If you guys would like to see events like that, I will make an effort and try to record and post them. All right, first thing I'm trying here is not using this at all. So I bent this Johnny up more, and then I smoked a hole through this brace bracket thing that holds the bumper on, and I put a zip tie in up here to kind of hold like this end up and together. I think this will do a good job. I might run another zip tie in here just to double it up. It shouldn't rub, of course, on that at all. It's far enough in. It hardly rubs on this little corner. It's only on super big bumps that it rubs. Nothing around here that I hit or on normal driving will ever hit something like that, or highway stuff. So this should be good, I think. I'm gonna put a wheel on it and test fit it. It's definitely sitting further out. Before it was sitting in like this. Now it's sitting at least flush with that, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm actually happy about that. That actually looks a lot better. It's a bit further away. Before it was literally like sitting like there, like basically on top of it, so it's pretty bad. So now it's a bit further out, And I'm probably gonna throw like some sort of spacer type of thing in between that bracket in there. I'm also gonna throw that extra zip tie in there. I already started it, just wanted to test it, and it looks good. So I think we'll be good. I'm just gonna throw that one thing on there, like I said. We're gonna rock with it. Got the other zip tie in and around it. I shoved a piece of duct tape in there. Yep. To make it out more. I did a piece of duct tape because I was hoping it would stick to both sides and not fall out. So we're gonna be hopeful. It did push it out a tiny bit more, and I'm happy. Again, this isn't the greatest. I kind of wish, you know, it was a little up further, but I'm gonna have to live with it for what I'm going for. End goal of this car is definitely drift car. It's where it belongs, man. It belongs to be a drift car. It needs to be able to whip. So I want to put angle on it eventually. I want to do the whole 9. I need to do all the cooling mods and everything like that. So a lot in the future for this car is planned, and I mean a lot. Or I want to get the not the crazy lock kit, but like I forget what it's called, the super lock kit from GK Tech. I think it gives you a few more degrees of angle. Alicia Joe was telling me that these cars absolutely need it. I don't know. This car's open diff still, so we're gonna get there. These are all small steps. Okay, so back on the ground, and it is looking much better. It is a hell of a lot further away from that tire than it was before. I don't think we'll have any problem there whatsoever. Super happy about that. Saved it right before it started really getting bad. And that kind of sucks, but you know, backing up from it, it doesn't look bad. I'm hyped. Should be able to rip on this and not worry about it rubbing at all. Alright. And there's nothing that this tire is gonna hit in there, so I am definitely happy about that. Also, we're just gonna go ahead and do it to the other side as well, just because I feel honestly a lot more confident with how that side is put together and not rubbing through those zip ties and stuff like that. I guess I should mention originally why I took these things out that hold the bumpers together, the bumper and the fender together, is because I have to bend those tabs up, and I wanted to bend them up a lot to actually get like a decent amount of clearance and feel like cutting them off. And doing that, I had to take these out because these have, I mean, clearly bolts in them that when you bend it up, it just hits the fender, and you'll put like a little dent spot in the fender if you try to hit it up too much. So I took these out and ran zip ties. Zip ties are car guy's best friend. So we're gonna do that on the other side, and we should be met. All right. So like I said, on this side, it's doing basically the exact same thing. Honestly, I might just try to keep this zip tie on here. I don't think it's causing any issues unless it pulls this down when it hits, but it was hardly rubbing yesterday. I just cut that off. Hopefully the scissors cut this thing. Break it. Cool. So that's good. I probably don't need to do on this side right now. It is pretty good. But I can show you guys exactly where I drilled it through, just in case you can't do this. I did exactly right here, and I just got like a decent angle on it and sent it through. And I put the zip tie in through this side and then out through a hole that's up above here. It's hard to see, but all right. So I got a little ball of duct tape. I'm just going to shove right into there. Grab something to shove it through with. I'm just gonna use the scissors. And that should hold it out just a tiny bit. Alright, they think this is kind of jank. It's not that bad. We're just spacing the bumper out a tiny bit. We're in here now, just doing routine checkup, maintenance stuff, especially after a big drive like we went on yesterday. Always want to check oil. Oil's looking good. We are probably due for an oil change here in the sometime near future, so keep that in mind. Pretty sure I did it at 80,000 on the dot, and I'm at 82 now and counting, so we're getting close. Oil's good. Always want to check your brake and clutch fluid, and so the clutch just below max, so that's looking good. Always want to make sure you topped off. Coolant reservoir looks good. Power steering fluid is right on the cold max line. If you can't tell, I like keeping my engine bay pretty clean as well, especially when I'm bored. Nothing to do on like a weekend or something like that. All the work's done, or waiting on something for the car. I'll just come out here and clean everything, clean the engine bay, interior, and everything like that. It's always just nice knowing that everything looks very good underneath as well as on the outside. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Just a bunch of little small things, just dialing this thing in as much as I can. I want it to be a driver's car. I want it to look good, but I also want it to drive really, really well because it's fun. It's a fun car, and I like whipping fun cars. Got a few more things on the way for this thing, so you'll be seeing that in probably the next video. What we got in store for the Z. I want to keep moving on it, but I don't want to go like overboard immediately. I want to kind of take my time and build it up how I want over time to really make sure it's exactly how I want it. I don't really want to cheap out on parts and stuff like that. Eventually get better coils and whatnot for this thing so it can really be usable. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you stick around to see what else is in store for this thing and what else is in store for the channel. Yeah, peace out.